Good morning. This is Ken Merbler giving you another sales tip. In fact, this is the third tip in our series of sales tips. And again, remember that this sales tip is to help you in your coaching of your sales skills, in your training, and most of all, we're trying to help you improve your sales skills. So that's the main idea. So you can make those sales. Now, the subject today, the sales tip, is based on executive speak. Interesting. A lot of people say, what the devil is executive speak? Well, executive speak is your ability to sit down with the top client, the CEO, the CFO, whatever the top executives, the general manager, and be able to carry on an interesting conversation at his or her level so that you maintain their attention, you listen, and you can relate and emphasize about what kinds of things they're interested in. Right now, I guess a good question to ask is, how comfortable are you when you sit down with an executive? By the way, are you interesting at all? You know, ask your wife or your husband. You might get a good response on that. So, in order to develop your executive speak skills, we're going to look at 3 steps, or maybe ask yourself 3 questions. The first question is, again, how comfortable am I sitting down with the top exec? How interesting am I? I had an old boss that said, look, Ken, if you want to really be interesting with top execs, I recommend you read biographies. Benjamin Franklin, Dwight Eisenhower, Jack Welch, Larry Ellison, Bill Gates, they're all out there, and you can pick up a lot of executive savvy by understanding the concept of what executives think about. So that's number 1, becoming comfortable with talking with executives. Do I understand? Number 2 is, do I understand the client? In other words, do I understand their culture? Do I look like I belong in this culture? And do I relate to them? Again, and that goes with studying of the company, reading the annual report, what kinds of issues are they grappling with, etc. So that relates to you know, being able to understand that culture. And lastly, it really does focus on culture, and that is, I find a lot of people look like they're trying to make a statement. My daughter, as an example, used to bring home guys when she was dating, and I'd say, well, what's wrong with that guy? And she said, well, he's making a mini statement. You know, his hair was this way in the earring and all that stuff. And so he didn't really fit in my culture, my house. And the question and the challenge to you is, when you go out, walk in and sit down with the top exec, do you look like you belong there, or do you look like you're making a mini statement? So those are 3 things to think about. When, again, we defined what executive speak is, and that's the ability to sit down with a top exec and talk to her or him in the language they understand. It's the ability to listen to them. And by the way, when I say listen to them, I mean when you ask them a question and they give you an answer, repeat their answer in your words to confirm it. And then you can dig deep into what they are really interested in. And lastly, it's fitting in the culture. It's absorbing the ideas that the CEO has, because what we're trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're trying to understand what the issues are that keeps them awake. We call it the keep awake issues of the CEO. If we can hit those, we can make that sale. So thank you again for allowing me to come and be with you this morning. If you have any questions, the email address is below, and happy selling. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.